Hi there, Sharon here, Pajama Grandma. Quick run through. I want to make sure I do a quick video every day to go along with the lessons. And I'm not going to go into a lot of detail today because what we're doing is the live funnel build, the live webinar funnel build. I'm going through it step by step, walking you through exactly how I build my webinar funnels. And I did day one. And this is day two, and really day two should probably be day one because I got all excited and I started doing it and I realized, no, this isn't where I start. I actually do a pre-planning, pre-building action sheet for myself, or a worksheet or a planning sheet, and I get together certain things and I do certain things on that planning sheet before I actually start building. I actually create 5 slides for my PowerPoint presentation for the web class, and those 5 slides become the foundational work that I need and the things that I need in order to build the live webinar funnel. And how I actually do the entire process is I do the things that we've been doing. I map out, and if I'm doing it with a client, I do it with them. If I'm doing it for a new business of my own, I do the exact same thing. I go through the steps we've been going through. Who's my ideal client? Who am I as the expert? What is it that I want to offer them? And what is their biggest pain point and problem that I'm going to solve with this thing it is that I'm going to offer them? Then I come up with what's my core offer? What's my basic 5-part offer? You know, what is my big domino? What is my statement of what I'm going to show them on this webinar? And then what are my secrets that are going to support knocking down that big domino? What are their biggest false beliefs about that? And I map all that out on this planning sheet, and then I make those 5 slides. And usually I do map it out on the planning sheet now. I didn't at first, but I created the planning sheet because I found myself doing these same things over and over again. So I map it out on my planning sheet. I make the 5 slides. So what does this tell you? Before I ever even create the webinar presentation, I am going in and I am creating my webinar registration funnel, because nothing gets me motivated and gets me moving faster and done with all the slides than having people signed up to actually attend the live webinar. So I set the date. When am I going to do this webinar by? And then I put the webinar registration up online and I start promoting it and bringing people to it and sharing it in groups or sharing it on my Facebook page. And only then, after I've got the live webinar built and up, and the registration part of that, do I come back and finish the actual presentation, the slides for the presentation that I'm going to do on that live webinar. I found that really motivates me. If I know I've got 10 people that are going to be on that live webinar, I know that I have got to get those slides done. And they don't have to be perfect, but they have to be done enough that I can get through that presentation and not feel like an idiot. Will I make mistakes? Absolutely. That's okay. It's a continually improving process. But I'll make darn sure, and I do make darn sure, that we've got it done to the point where, or I've got mine done to the point where I can deliver it. I can deliver on the promise that I've made on the front end of that. And even though it might not be perfect and I might stumble over some words, it's still going to get some people excited and converting and working, because I've planned it and I've done it this way, versus if I try to write all the slides, get it all done, and then go back and make the webinar, I find I'm still having to go in and change things anyway. So this way actually is a lot more efficient, and it's a lot more effective, and it meets people's needs much better than if I'm just guessing at what it is that they need and want. So that's it. Today is day 2. It's all about the planning and the framework that we start with before we even jump into building the actual registration part of the funnel that we're going to use for this particular class. And I actually show you my funnel, and the one I'm going to share with you is I've got everything built into one funnel, because for me that's easier to have it all in one place, especially when I'm doing it for other people. If I have everything for their particular business in one place, it just keeps my stuff a lot less jumbled and confusing, and then it's all together in one spot. And I do that for my own things now too, because I found that it was really confusing to have 2 or 3 separate little funnels that all were really associated with the same thing. And it helps me to keep my back office a little bit cleaned up. So today is day 2 about the planning and how we lay it out. And then tomorrow we'll dive back into the actual step-by-step how I then edit that share funnel to make it fit my particular webinar or web class that I'm going to do. That's it. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.